Hello, literature lovers. Welcome to LITTWIT CLUB. Hope you all are doing great. And today we will continue our mock test series on SLST 2025. So, the very first question is in this strange meeting, what does the soldier see that leads him to believe he is in hell? The dead man's smile, the dead man's eyes, the dead man's cry, or the dead man's rifle? So, the answer is the dead man's smile. Corpus Spectre Dreads. Desolate creates a whispery atmosphere. In the first three lines of the poem, the darkling thrush, they are made of that dash used in the stanza, whether they are of onomatopoeia, alliteration, sibilants or rhyme. So onomatopoeia नहीं है यहाँ पे, alliteration भी नहीं है, rhyme भी नहीं है. So this is sibilants. What makes human beings inadequate in the comparison with the skylark according to Shelley? So whether that they have feral voice, that they yearns for things they do not possess, that they are hateful, prideful, and scornful, or that they dream only of death. So the answer is that they are yearns for things that they do not possess. And happily the queen moon is on her throne. The what sentiment most closely matches the quoted lines? Idealization of women, celebration of life, element of life, praise of nature. So it is simply praise of nature. To what literary tradition does the listener belong? Impressionist poetry, surrealist poetry, modern poetry, or Georgianist poetry? So it belongs from Georgianist poetry. Which three things of autumn season does Ode to Autumn describe in the three stanzas? Labor, ultimate decline and scent, fruitfulness, color and scent, fruitfulness, labor and decline, or all of above. So it is fruitfulness, labor, and decline. Which of the following is not an example of Marlowe's vanity in She Stoops to Conquer? Whether it is his worry about cities, his worry about social standing, his worry about education, or his worry about women's beauty. So here it is not example of Marlowe's vanity. So it is education. Like education की कहीं बात नहीं हो रही है उसमें. What literary character does Bluntschli compare to? Casanova, Don Quixote, Aeneas, or Achilles. So he is compared with Don Quixote. There are only two soldiers. Who is the speaker? Sergius, Rena, Major Petkov, or Bluntschli? So it is said by Bluntschli. The source of the title of the play, Arms and the Man, is Cano Arma Virumque Arma Cano, Arma Virumque Cano, Cano Virumque Arma. So from where this arm and the man title is taken? So it is taken by Virumque Arma Cano. So it is taken from Virgil's Aeneid opening line. The quality of mercy is not strained. Walter Howe quotes the line from Porcia's speech in The Merchant of Venice, Duke Vincentio's speech from Measures for Measures, Hamlet's speech in Hamlet, Juliet's speech in Romeo and Juliet. So it is taken from Porcia's speech in The Merchant of the Venice. How does Conrad create a sense of isolation in the story Lagoon? By describing the vastness of the ocean, by portraying the character as a loner, by emphasizing the remoteness of the setting, by highlighting the absence of other living creatures. So he simply emphasized the remoteness of the setting. From this, he created a sense of isolation. The story Lagoon was first published in 1891 in Blackwood Magazine, Cornhill Magazine, Greenwood Magazine, or none of above. So it is first published in Cornhill Magazine. A writing may be lost, a lie may be written, but what the eyes has seen is truth and remains in the mind. Who is the speaker of this line? Bluntschli, Walter Howe, Ursut, or none of above? So it is said by Ursut in The Lagoon. The short story The Lotus Eater is loosely based on the life story of John Anningham Brooks, Alfred Tennyson, Henrik Ibsen, or none of above. So it is based on the story of John Allingham Brooks. In The Gift of Magi, the allusion to the Queen of Sheba and the King Solomon serves all of the following purposes except है याद रखना. It creates a comic exaggerated contrast. It shows the extent of the personal significance and symbolic value of Dela's hair and Jim's watch. It shows the literal grandeur of ancient royalty, or it highlights the irony of sacrifice. So there you cannot see the literal grandeur of ancient royalty. The expression ugly with lumpy angels of bone is used to describe Diamalan, Ursad, Bela, or Mrs. Thorolo. So this uh, expression is for Mrs. Thorolo. Charles Lamb's Dream Children is notable for its humor, crushing tragedy, whimsical pathos, or cynicism. So it is somewhere notable for its whimsical pathos. Which of the following works Charles Lamb authored in collaboration with his sister Mary? So whether it is Tales of Shakespeare, Dream Children, Rosamond Grey, or none of the above. So it is Tales of Shakespeare. The profuse strength of unpremeditated art refers to careless creativity, excessive exuberance, spontaneous enthusiasm, or natural prowess. So it is spontaneous enthusiasm. The poem The Darkling Thrust was originally titled By the Century's Deathbed, By the Eras of Deathbed, The Darkling Plain, or none of above. So it is By the Century's Deathbed. When the dash from the company he dash for 20 years, he felt devastated. So when he has been fired, he has worked for 20 years, or when the fired had worked, fired worked, was fired, had been working. So which is appropriate in the above sentence? So it is when he was fired from the company he had been working for 20 years, he felt devastated. Since finishing fleets might not have been so inefficient in limiting their catch to target species, that's more strict in reinforcing penalties. So, what will be the appropriate phrase for the above sentence? The government had been, if the government had the government been, or if the government was. So, the answer is had the government been. He said, "Oh, enough." In indirect speeches, he exclaimed with disgust that it was enough. He exclaimed with disgust if it was enough. He told with disgust that it was enough. He shouted with disgust that it is enough. So the answer is he exclaimed with disgust that it was enough. He died a miserable death. The underlined word is an direct object, indirect object, adverbial object, or cognate object. सो कॉग्नेट ऑब्जेक्ट वैसे वर्ड्स को बोलते हैं जो कि थोड़ा डेरिवेशन के साथ वेरिएशन के साथ आते हैं लाइक डेथ जो वर्ड है वो डाई से कहीं ना कहीं आया हुआ है ओके डाई फिर डेड एंड जेन डेथ सो ऐसे वर्ड्स को हम लोग बोलते हैं कॉग्नेट ऑब्जेक्ट अगर वो ऑब्जेक्ट का काम कर रहा है अगर वो सब्जेक्ट का काम करता है तो कॉग्नेट सब्जेक्ट हो जाता है बी केयरफुल विथ ग्लास वेयर्स डैश ब्रेक दैम so that not to so not to that you don't so as not to which is appropriate so be careful with glassware so as not to break them. I would rather that you best bought this book, buy this book, should buy this book, or to buy this book, which is appropriate in the above sentence. So it is I would rather that you bought this book. He told me when he would come. The underlined part of the sentence is an adverbial clause, adjective clause, noun clause, or coordinate clause. So, if you observe the sentence, just put a sentence what. Okay, he told me what. So you will get the answer when he would come. So जब हम किसी एक क्लॉज को पूरे हटा के वहां पे what लगाते हैं और उसका कोई एक आंसर हमको मिल रहा होता है, तो वैसे क्लॉज को हम लोग बोलते हैं नाउन क्लॉज. There is a garden in front of the school. Identify the underlined phrase. So whether it is noun phrase, adverbial phrase, prepositional phrase, or adjective phrase. Now, if you put what, okay, uh, in the place of in front of a school, there is a garden. What? So question ही नहीं बन पा रहा. So यहाँ पे ये noun phrase तो होगा नहीं. Now there is in front. ठीक है, यहीं पे ये इससे ही इसका मीनिंग निकल पा रहा है कि in front of our school. So in front ये prepositional phrase होगा. Next question. He enjoy does he enjoy watching a cricket match? Identify the underlined phrase. So he enjoy what? If you ask the question, you will find the answer. He enjoy what? So he enjoy watching a cricket match. So whether it is verbal phrase, adverbial phrase, adjective phrase, or noun phrase. So as I told you, when you put what in the place of the phrase or clause, you will get the answer. If you get the answer, then that phrase will be noun phrase. Thanks for watching. And as I told you earlier, our SLST 2025 daily quiz is going on Telegram. Okay, you can join via link, and it starts from 10 p.m. every day. So join that quiz also, and like, share and subscribe our video and channel. Thanks for watching. मिलते हैं next video में.